Dear student, today we will study about the classification of phylum Arthropoda up to classes and relationship of class insecta with other classes of Arthropoda. So this is one of the chapter of UG course, that is fundamental of entomology. So where we will be dealing about the classification of phylum Arthropoda and their relationship. So generally systematics means arrangement in group or category according to the established criteria. Whatever the parameter will be there, based on that organism or group together is called as systematics, and they are grouped into the different category based on the different characteristics. That is a domain, then kingdom, then comes kingdom, and then phylum, and then class, order, family, genus, and species. So initially the life comes, and after life there is a domain, like what domain it is, in the different life, inert or anything. And then kingdom comes, phylum, class, order, family, genus, life. So coming to the kingdom, so R.H. Whitaker has given the 5 kingdom classification, that is different kingdoms, so which categorize into animal kingdom, where animals come, then plant kingdom, fungus comes, then bacteria and protista. This 5 kingdom classification is the earliest classification given by R.H. Whitaker. So this kingdom, we are talking about the kingdom. And then coming to the animal kingdom, the classification in phylum and different class. So now we will deal about the phylum and class. So animal kingdom, it is divided into different phylum, that is vertebrate means the organism which having the vertebrate column. Okay, and then annelids, mollusca, nematode, and arthropod. Our insect comes into these phylum, arthropod phylum. So vertebrate include fish, amphibian, reptile, bird, and mammal. Whereas annelids, it includes your annelida group of organism, and then mollusk, you already know, that is mollusca, slug, snail, and then nematode, that is a nematode organism which cause diseases to some of the plant. And there are other groups of nematode is there. And then arthropod, you have a different group, that is a crustacea, arachnida, and insecta, and myriapoda. They are the different class of arthropod group, that is crustacean, arachnida, insecta, and myriapoda. So coming to the characteristics of phylum Arthropoda. So we will be studying the characteristics of this Arthropoda phylum. So what all are characteristics? Means if we are telling about the characteristics of Arthropoda, means all groups characteristics we will be studying, like crustacean, arachnid, and insecta, and myriapoda. So what all are the characteristics? Body is segmented. They have the segmented body. Here you can see these are the segmented body. Body are grouped into different segment. In insecta, you can see head, thorax, and abdomen. Then segments are grouped together in 2-3 regions. That the process is called tagmosis. Grouping together of different segment is called tagmosis, and each segment, the group of segment is called tagmata. Like head, one tagmata; thorax, one tagmata; abdomen, one tagmata. Head having the 6 segment, whereas thorax having the 3 segment, that is prothorax, metathorax, mesothorax, and abdominal segment that varies between 6 to 11. Then they have a renewable chitinous exoskeleton. They grow by molting. Okay, so their exoskeleton chitin, it get renew every time in every molting. And they have the bilateral symmetry. Here you can see different kind of symmetry, like this is called bilateral symmetry. If you cut from the between, it will divide into equal part. And this is radial symmetry. Starfish having the radial symmetry. And then spherical symmetry, you can cut from the any angle, it will give the equal part. So insect having the bilateral symmetry. Then coming to the characteristics of phylum Arthropoda. So what all other characteristics? Body cavity is filled with blood, that and is called hemocoel. So body, here is an insect body. So here it is filled with the blood, that is called hemolymph. Insect blood is called hemolymph. So whole body cavity, the hemolymph will be flowed inside the body cavity. Like in human being, there is the blood flows through veins, arteries, all those things. But here it will flow inside the body. Okay, they don't have the closed circulatory system, they have the open circulatory system. Then they have a tubular alimentary canal with mouth and anus anterior and posterior. So here anterior id mouth cavity opens, posterior id anus opens. So this is the entirely the your tubulo-alimentary canal, that is digestive system. And then dorsal heart with valve like ostia. So they have the heart it lays on the dorsal side, and it having the different valve like ostia will be having, heart having the different chamber, different series of chambers are there, that is called heart, and they having the small holes, that is called ostia. And then coming to the characteristics of phylum Arthropoda, in another what are characteristics is there, dorsal brain with ventral nerve cord. So here you can see the brain will be dorsally located, dorsal side, and the nerve cord, whole nervous system is located as a ventral side. Okay. So this is the ventral side of nerve location. So it is divided into three parts: brain, ventral nerve cord, and segmented ganglia. Then they having the striated muscles. Striated muscles means with dark and light band. These are the dark band and these are the light band. There are different kind of band. They group together and form the structure. And they have the no cilia, like you might have seen in amoeba, euglena, paramecium, and microbes. They having the cilia kind of structure in outside of the body. So in arthropod does not have the cilia. Then they have a paired segmented appendages. Their appendages will be always paired, like foreleg, middle leg, hind leg. Then they having the forewing, hind wing. Those are all the appendages, and they will be the paired. Coming to the classification of phylum Arthropoda, so this now we will be studying about subphylum. So under phylum there is different subphylum and then different class. So phylum Arthropoda, there is different subphylum. That is, first is Trilobitomorpha. That is a Trilobita group which is extinct. So this is the example of Trilobitomorpha, trilobites which got extinct, so it is not present right now. Then you have the subphylum, that is a Chelicerata. Okay, Chelicerata. The other classes under subphylum, the classes are Arachnida, which include spider and scorpion. This spider and scorpion. Then Myrostomata, that is horseshoe crab, and Pycnogonida, that is sea spider. Here is the example. And then another subphylum is that Myriapoda. So here you can see the order Myriapoda, it having the class Chilopoda. Example is centipede, Diplopoda, millipede, and Pauropoda, and Symphyla. So here you can see the subphylum is how it is divided into Chilopoda. Here you can see the different type of centipede. Then here is Diplopoda. This is the Diplopoda example, and then Symphyla and Pauropoda. So this is example of subphylum Myriapoda. Then another subphylum is that Crustacea. So crustacea, here you can see this crustacea class, subphylum Crustacea having the different class. What are class? Brachiopoda. Example is brine shrimp. Then Remipedia. Example is bird crustacea. These all are crustacea group. Crustacea means crab, lobster, shrimp, etc. It comes. Then Maxillopoda, which include barnacles, and Ostrapoda, which include seed shrimp. And Malacostraca, it includes lobster, crab, and shrimp. So you need to remember the example, important example like Brachiopoda, it brine shrimp, and then Chilocarida, that is horseshoe shrimp, and Malacostraca, lobster, crab, and shrimp. Then another the important our area of interest is subphylum Hexapoda. So where the classes include Insecta. So here you can see Insecta and Ectognatha. Okay, so these are belong to the subphylum Hexapoda and classes Insecta. So you having the ant, earwig, stonefly, tree cricket, dragonfly, scrap beetle, sting bug, cabbage butterfly, etc. So coming to the what are important phylum of Arthropoda we need to study, that is Onychophora. Example, onycho, why we call onychophora? Here it is a picture. So it having the claw bearing apparatus here, the appendages. So example is peripatus. Sometime it is used to asking them. Then crustacea. Crustacea means they having the crusta, cell over the body. So example is prawn, crab, woodlouses. And then next comes arachnida. Arachne means spider. So the example are scorpion, spider, ticks, mite. So these all example you need to remember. So here is this ticks and scorpion and mites. Okay. Then chilopoda. Chilo means lip. Poda means appendage. Lip like appendages will be the centipede. So this is the example of centipede. And then diplopoda. Diplo means two and poda means appendages. So each segment having the two pair of leg, that is a millipede. Then trilobita, already I have shown an extinct group, and hexa, these are extinct group. And hexapoda, our insect. Hexa means six, poda means leg. So insect is the example. So coming to the different characteristics, what are characteristics is important with respect to different your classes like onychophora, crustacea, arachnida, chilopoda, diplopoda, and trilobita. So what are important characteristics, like where they live, habitat? So onychophora is terrestrial, crustaceous aquatic and few terrestrial, arachnida is terrestrial, chilopoda terrestrial, diplopoda terrestrial, and trilobita many terrestrial and very few aquatic. Coming to the body region, so onychophora no distinct body region. Here you can, so no distinct body region is there. There is no different type of body segmentation. Then crustacea, there is two segment, that is cephalothorax and abdomen. Here you can see crustacea, there is a cephalothorax, means thorax and head will be jointed together, and the abdomen. And coming to the arachnida, so arachnida having three segment, pro, meso, and metasoma. So here you can see that in scorpion, pro, meso, and metasoma. So example is a spider and scorpion and three ticks and mites. So chilopoda, centipede having the two segment, that is head and multi-segmented trunk. Here you can see this is a head in centipede and multi-segmented trunk. And then coming to the diplopoda having also head and multi-segmented trunk. Here you can see diplopoda, it having the head and multi-segmented trunk. And then there is a three in insecta, there is a three segment will be the head, thorax, and abdomen. Here you can see in case of insecta there is three segment, that is a head, thorax, and abdomen, all having the head, thorax, and abdomen. So coming to the antenna, so here are different pair of antenna that you need to remember. And insecta having the two pair of one pair of antenna, and then onychophora one pair. Then visual organ, there are different simple eye, compound eye, one pair of eye. So these you need to read. Then locomotor organ, how they walk. So onychophora having many pair of unjointed. So this unjointed leg. Crustacea having minimum 5 pair of biramus appendages. Why we call biramus? See, here these appendages having two furcation. That's why it is called biramus appendages. And then arachnida having the 4 pair. It is very important. And chilopoda having the 1 pair per segment. So this is first pair of leg modified as a poison claw. So these are the segments. And then diplopoda, there is a 2 pair per segment, and in diplopoda having the no poison class. And then coming to the hexapoda, there is 3 pair of leg and 3 pair of leg. The 3 leg is having the in different segment, that is in prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. And then respiration, onychophora having crustacean respiration, and then crustacea having the gill breathing. Arachnida respire through book lungs, and in the spider this is trachea, and scorpion book lungs. And chilopoda there is trachea, and then diplopoda also trachea, hexapoda also trachea. So coming to the circulatory system, so all having the heart with ostia. Body fluid, they all have the hemolymph, because we have studied all, they all comes through comes under the arthropoda. So all having the hemolymph. Then development, different kind of metamorphosis is present, some having the anamorphosis, some having the metamorphosis. So that further can be studied. And then habit, where they live, what kind of habit behavior is there. So, Onychophora feed on organic matter and crustacea. They are herbivore and carnivorous, and arachnida. They are phytophagous and predator comes, and these are carnivorous, whereas insecta, which is our interest, that is phytophagous, predator, and parasitoid all comes. And these are the special feature which you need to remember for the important characteristics. So this is all about the different class of phylum Arthropoda, the important class of phylum Arthropoda and their characteristics.